avoid all that. So that's number one part of the oil issue with catalytic converter. Now the second one is engine weakness. Now if your engine has started burning oil, really burning oil, you can tell when your engine is almost weak. By being weak, the engine can be weak without burning oil. I just want to make that fact. But when the weakness is as a result of failing cylinders, like your rings are weak or bad, your pistons, your cylinder wall, your piston sleeves, meaning that you have a large quantity of oil getting into the combustion chamber and burning in the process, going out through the exhaust like bluish color smoke. Sometimes they look like white, but I usually say white bluish color or bluish white color, depending on how bad it is. So when you have that kind of issue, it can damage your catalytic converter. Yes. So once you get to that stage, you start going into your catalyst, and sometimes even raw oil, depending on how bad your cylinders are failed, or even your valve stem seals can do the same. Depending on how bad, if raw oil starts passing through the exhaust valve, settling on the catalytic converter, it will kill it much faster. So that is it. So be mindful, if your engine is that weak, you may as well do something about it as soon as possible. Otherwise, you have two things to deal with: your catalytic converter and your engine. So now another thing that can do that is bad fuel. Your catalytic converter, bad fuel can damage your catalytic converter. This one is Shalom Hotel. I think I've been to this hotel. I've been inside once or twice. That was years ago. I can't remember. It's another asset bank. Okay. So bad fuel, some fuel quality are worse than the others in Nigeria. I'm not saying, in fact, I can't even tell you any fuel. When I'm talking about fuel, I'm talking about petrol now. So I cannot vouch for any petrol station. I know, if you use this one, you never have any problem with fuel quality issues. But what I can tell you is, from personal experience, the total petrol for me is better for my cars. My V6 cars, their engines, the injection system, they don't like bad fuel. So what usually happens is, where am I? I'm still at area 3. So they don't like bad fuel. So before now, I already have almost like, you could say almost daily basis, I'll be having misfire issues, even including my 505 V6. Misfire issues every now and then. I remember back then, my 505, if I started first time in the morning, it would just be misfiring. As if something is wrong with one of the spark plugs or fuel injectors. So for the misfire to stop, I will have to drive the car. Drive it for a few kilometers before it goes away. So likewise, my ESVC engines, those ones are even, their own is even worse. I think let's take that. Yes, engines, their own are worse in terms of misfire. You know, they always do misfire. I remember back then, it can be very, very frustrating. So eventually I discovered it was fuel that was causing all those things. So by the time I started buying fuel, only, I think I did it for like months or close to 1 year without any interruption. Unintentionally, I just started buying only from Total fuel station. All the misfire went away. Now, what I mean went away doesn't necessarily mean it stopped completely. But what I now observed was, before the misfire will happen, it will take months. It could take like three months. Remember before, it was almost like every day misfire will happen. If it doesn't happen today, the next second day it will happen. But I now observe, 3 months, 4 months will pass, no misfire. So I now ask myself, how come, what happened? What must have been the reason why this misfire suddenly went away? Like I said, I was buying fuel from Total unintentionally. It wasn't like, okay, let me start buying only Total fuel station. No, circumstances made me to buy only Total stations. The fuel from Total station happened too. Only for me to now look in and realize that this started after I started buying fuel from other petrol stations. So you can understand why I say, for me, I don't know about your engine model, the Total petrol works better in my VCs than every other one I purchase. So what I could say is, as long as there's no fuel scarcity, I don't bother buying fuel from any other petrol if it's not Total. I only buy, of course, when there's fuel scarcity, it's not a question of where you even see fuel. So it's not more about the quality, but to have something in your fuel tank. So, or maybe there's an emergency for some reasons. You couldn't, your fuel was low. I couldn't buy, maybe the Total station nearby didn't have fuel, and I needed to top up, otherwise the fuel will finish. In that case, yeah, emergency. But what I'm saying is, I made a conscious, more like a decision to be buying only Total fuel station, buying petrol from Total stations. This is a Catholic church. Trying to remember the name. I used to attend this church. What's the name again? I don't remember. Something, I don't know something, is this Our Lady's Church or something? I don't know. What's the name of this church again?
Our Lady Queen of Nigeria.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so you had it, Our Lady's Queen of Nigeria. Yeah, I remember. I said Our Lady, I just couldn't complete the name. So, yeah, I used to. I don't remember the last time, how many years ago. Maybe, probably, last time I was going to say I could be 2013 or so, or 2012, or 11, I don't even know. Yeah, when I used to be religious. See, one thing about religion is actually Um, I don't know, I'm looking for the right word to use. Um, I acknowledge the importance of religion in societies. Trust me. It doesn't matter about my belief, but I acknowledge its importance, so I wouldn't want it to go away. Reason being, it's a big check on humanity. You'll be surprised what humans. You can see what is going on in the Western world that have lost, even though there are people that brought religion to the Africans. Well, I'm talking about Western religion anyway, not the traditional religion we were born into. They've forgotten about their Western religion and they become mess. All kinds of, I mean, one thing, like I said, they still have religion, but it's no longer that traditional religion that we know. Christianity, Islamic religion, Judaism, name it. You know, now feminism is now a religion. Progressivism or progressive whatever is now a religion to them. You know, so that's one thing with humans. They always look for, once they move from one religion, they look for another one. They can't stay without one. So I think it's better for humans. The Christian religion, Islamic religion, it has actually helped humanity a lot. Even though many people will not agree. This have helped to keep sanity among humans. I mean, in the West now, if you are not a gay or not a lesbian or transgender or something, you are regarded as, I don't know, less a human being or what. Anyway, so moving on. So bad fuel can do that. So bad fuel can kill your catalytic. How will it do that? Bad fuel increases carbon deposit on your valves, your pistons, and eventually they will find their way to combustion, to catalytic converter. Remember that misfire also is not good for your catalytic converter. That misfire will send raw fuel. To catalytic converter. So misfire simply most time means the fuel is going in, but it's not burning up on the cylinder. So eventually, it will find that raw fuel some will drain down the cylinder, enter inside the oil pan. Some will go out with the air that didn't burn with fuel, pass through the exhaust valve, then settle on the catalytic converter, which is bad for it. So raw fuel, misfire is also not good. So if you're having misfire, try as much as possible to solve the problem. You keep running your engine with misfire as if after it will increase fuel consumption, number one, but also damage your catalytic converter over time. It says area 3 neighborhood shopping center. I don't think I've ever done any shopping here. Okay, now the last one I'll talk about so that I'll wrap up this video. It's almost 40 minutes. If you are running time on this video. So I decided that, so I need to be adding other things about life in my videos, not just about vehicle. Some of you who probably don't live in Abuja or know what Abuja looks like. I just want to, of course, there are some other more beautiful parts of Abuja. Maybe in subsequent videos I'll be taking you over guys around there. But just show people around. There are also remote places inside Abuja. Yeah, you could also go. So it's not just about Peugeot issues. Sometimes you just look at life. See, this physical life is about what you can see and experience. That's it. Because eventually we're all going to breathe in and won't be able to breathe out, and that will be the last. So physical life is about experience. What you could see, what you could smell, what you could hear. So the last point that I want to bring up concerning let's take this up. Concerning sudden death of catalytic converter or elongating lifespan of vehicle is cold engine. At the time that your engine cooling system is always reading very low on the gauge, you are going to kill your catalytic converter sooner than you expect. Cold engine is not good for catalytic converter because when your engine runs cold for a long time, it will increase the carbon deposit on your pistons, your valves, and the rest. And again, those deposits, they're actually different from the ash I talked about earlier, I pointed out earlier. Different. Similar but different. Those carbon deposits, most of them look a little bit like black color, while the ash I was talking about in terms of oil just looks like ash, sometimes brownish color. Fuel can do that too. Bad fuel can also produce all those brownish color too. But when your engine runs too cold or stays cold for a long time while the engine is running, always be ready to be replacing your catalytic converter every now and then. So this is specifically for people that are okay with running their engine with abused engine cooling system. I want you to understand other things you are doing to your vehicle. It's a chain reaction. Abuse your vehicle into one way or the other and mess up the entire or other systems of the vehicle. I don't know. People always ask, how do you maintain all these VC Peugeot cars? And they stay in good condition year after year after year. Of course, things break down, fail, I fix them, repair them, carry on. But I know where people are coming from. I mean, for them, these cars must be expensive to maintain in terms of constant parts replacements, repair. So how can you be driving all these cars? Is it that the only thing you spend money on car repairs? No, I don't. The reason why I have all these cars and even intend to add more and still have other money I use for other things in fact, I have intention to use money on other spheres of life that have nothing to do with cars. Is because I don't abuse these cars. So when you don't abuse them, this chain reaction I talk about, you won't experience it. When you abuse maybe a particular system on your vehicle, one way or the other, it will affect another vehicle. So when it will break, when something is going to break down, you are now looking at about fixing 2, 3 or more issues on your vehicle, not just one. Like I said, it doesn't matter what you think. Your car must break down. Something must fail as you are using the vehicle over time. Something is meant to give up. You don't, whether you like it or not. The only way is don't use the vehicle. And by I mean don't use the vehicle means when you park your vehicle, say, okay, I'm not going to use it, something will not fail. Something is even failing as the car is parked. The only difference is because it's there, you're not using it. So there is no urgent need for you to spend money to fix that issue. Because if you are using the car, you may drive out and it will fail on the road. So you'll be forced to fix it for you to be able to get back to your house. Or you tow the vehicle and spend even probably more than what you are using doing the fixing. So that is the only way you say, okay, you have a car. Because if you park a car as it's staying there, it's rusting away. Some parts are deteriorating when they are, in fact, most car parts deteriorate faster when they are not used, but last longer when they are being used, when the car is being used. So, like tires. Your tire will last longer if you are using it than park the vehicle year after year, month after month. It wears out faster. What I mean wears out, it fails quicker than the person that is using the car. So that's why I don't spend as much as people think on car repairs than majority of Nigerians do spend on their cars. Because they are abusing one thing or the other, and then those things they are abusing because it's like I said, the chain reaction will eventually kill that thing you abuse, but then it will affect other things too. So you keep complaining, oh, Peugeot cars are expensive to maintain. Every now and then, I have one issue with my ECU, I have issue with my diffuse box, I have issue with the gearbox, I have issue with this, I have issue with my engine, I keep changing engine, over and over. So, okay, anyway, 48 minutes, so I think fine. So, I'm going to end this video. So at least now you know how you can elongate your catalytic converter lifespan. One important thing I also will need to point out is you need to once in a while take your car for a long drive. Yeah, do it. Once in a while, take it for a long drive. Don't be the type that, I must always do 5 kilometers drive with this car throughout the ownership of the vehicle. Yeah, maybe some parts of your vehicle will stay longer, will last longer, if that's your way of using the car. However, some will also deteriorate faster, like your catalytic converter. When you are almost on the highway, if you use your car more often on the highway, you hardly have a carbon deposit on your combustion chamber. You hardly. What increases carbon deposit on this thing is cold engine or short distance using, even when your engine quick system is intact. But when you use it only for short distance every day, you wake up, you drive off, then what happens? Your temperature, coolant temperature and oil temperature have not even warmed up very well. You got to your destination. Yeah, maybe my one up, but it hasn't really warmed the entire engine that well. Hasn't gotten hot enough to burn off whatever engine oil. When it stays too cold, it forms water moisture inside. So if you don't burn it off, So the only way for that moisture to burn off is to run the car for a long time. Most times better done on highway. So when you're on highway, all those water formation in the engine oil will burn off. So that's why it's advised, if you use a car in the city only, short distance, reduce your oil change interval. Reduce it. Okay, if you use your own, mostly on highways, maintain the recommended change interval. Because short distance, city use kills or deteriorate engine oil faster than the ones that are on the highway, or mostly on long distance, because they stays hot longer, while the short distance city use one stays cold longer. There's nothing on your engine that is meant to last longer if your engine is running colder or cold longer. It's not good for it. No part of the engine, or at least the most important part of your engine, will last longer if they stay hot longer than cold. If you want it to stay cold longer, then don't use the vehicle. But if you start the vehicle and use it, let it run hot longer. So leave your cooling system as factory as much as possible. You need to stay hot once the engine starts. Let it warm up faster, immediately, as fast as possible to become hot. It's better for your engine, better for fuel consumption, and also better for the catalytic converter. Okay, that's all.